Erie. EA Sports has the coverage of the NFL from First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. The folks here in Cleveland, even though all the down years, have never stopped supporting their hometown guys, and we got evidence of that a moment ago as the Browns made their entrance. They are ready to do battle with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. On 1st and 10, Mayfield. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
So 2nd and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Now the 3rd leading rusher among rookies last year, it's Nick Chubb. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
180! Real. Check pass. 5. Mike's 54. No gain on this defense, no gain. Mike's 5.
Mayfield on first down. It's caught by OBJ. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. He was trying to get it to his tight end, David Njoku, and it's 3rd and short.
Right here. Tight end left. 3 down.
He finds his target, Beckham. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a first down.
Well, I know from past experience, before you actually play a game, you visualize what's going to happen. And I don't know anyone who doesn't visualize themselves being in the center of what's going on. That's 3 catches for him here in the early going. He's got to like the way this is starting.
Absolutely. 3 catches on any drive is good. Opening drive, that's a tone setter. It was Jaron Reed who got him down.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it.
So those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Watch twist.
3rd and short yardage. Mayfield. Pressure comes, and down goes Baker Mayfield. Cassius Marsh in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down.
It's 4th down.
So on 4th down, out comes the Browns kicker, Austin Seibert. It'll be spotted on the right hash, a 52-yard attempt. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over. And it's a big kick, but now we just, if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's what we have here.
Yeah, you're right. 20 years ago, we were saying run some more plays and get closer. Now we think they're definitely within range, and you're exactly right. When it comes up short, there has to be something that went wrong because they have plenty of leg.
11 yards there and a first down for Seattle.
And the Seahawks, first down.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
6 guys, check 6 guys. Bang, bang.
This is Chris Carson, 1,000-yard rusher a year ago. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the Browns' 47-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. And this one's incomplete.
They always say that real estate is about location. Well, guess what? When it's a slant route, the quick ones, timing. Got to be able to lead your man with the football.
And the timing off right there. Threw it behind him. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion.
Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step it up. Check.
Throwing is Wilson. It's caught. Lockett. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. This would have been a 54-yard boot had they tried a field goal, but they will not try a field goal. They're going for it. They run for it with Carson, and he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion, and defensively pure frustration. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Left side complete to Lockett. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Personally, for him, a great opening drive. He had 3 catches, including the touchdown.
That felt like tremendous scouting, great film watching, and creating a game plan to start this off, not only to get him involved, but to send a message to the defense. You can have a lot to handle in this one.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
The Browns take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
54 Mike. 54
Throwing on 2nd down. Mayfield. Bryant has it. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. A good pickup there for the Browns. 15 yards.
Let's go.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage. And that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area. So you make curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
He can't hang. He's not going to get me.
Throwing. Mayfield. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49. Really nice pick there for the reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week. And a good story on that. He said he didn't even know he won the award. His buddy had to call him. He saw it on television and said, hey, congratulations. How about that?
And I'll bet you his buddy said, well, since you didn't know, I'll just go ahead and claim the award, right? And everything that goes along with it. But the reason he...
Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. DK Metcalf, his second touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks get the quick strike touchdown. Now Myers for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead.
14, Browns nothing. Michael Vincent to kick off for Seattle.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
And they're able to get this one across the 35. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
Check. Hey, one alert! Mike, 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
On 2nd and 11 now. Mayfield. It's caught. Beckham. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be third down.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here.
King!
From the gun, Mayfield. This is intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Double.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up first and goal.
Mike. 380. Gotta go, in and out. Let's go. Here we go, G. Get off the field.
And they give this time to the tailback. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
Slam. One flip. 53 is the mic. Watch the slant.
And now on the pitch, the ball's loose.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
58, boys, 58, it's Mike. Here we go. Go, guys, 4 down. 58, the Mike. Watch the pass.
On 3rd and goal, Wilson. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. And Myers winds up yanking it. This is no good. Wide to the left, and this score will stay right where it is. So it's an empty possession, and as a kicker, not the way you want to start your day's work.
And now each team's missed a field goal here so far, Brandon, so apparently neither guy is immune.
The Browns drive about to get started, and they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive, but at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer, and make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Alert!
Mayfield to throw it. This is the tight end, Njoku. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
Check, watch 54. Got the back. Come on, QB, come on.
Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Hey, alert! 54. Hey, high 7. Watch out.
On 2nd and 11 now. Mayfield, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed, if there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
I absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
Olivier Vernon coming in with some force for the sack that time.
As I was watching the play unfold, my eyes immediately went to the referee because I wanted to see, was he going to put those 2 hands over his head, and that universal signal for a safety? But it's at the 1-yard line. You know you're playing with fire when you get sacked that close to the goal line.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Now it's Wilson. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Right, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up. Back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on third down.
Blue down, son. 58 to Mike, 58. Go. I got you.
Now Wilson back into his end zone. They'll lock him with a grab over the middle. And all the way to the 25 before he's hit and dropped. A pickup of 24 on the third down conversion.
What? Go team. 19.
He'll find Metcalf. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. It's a gain of 15, first down Seahawks.
And the Seahawks.
And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will rush coming, and he's taken down. In for the sack, Myles Garrett. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. Here's Wilson. Left side here taken in by Metcalf. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. Here's the sneak with Wilson. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all he needed. First down.
Check.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
Wilson's pass.
A gain of 6 there on first. From the 44, Wilson. And he will find his man on the outside. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle.
11 on the play. First down, Seattle.
Wilson going to lead his guys up 1st and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. Now Wilson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The D-tackle Sheldon Richardson came barreling in for the sack. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Hey, 58 is a mic. Gotta go, in and out. Let's go. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Okay? Yeah. Check 24. Check 24. Trot. 58, right over there. Right over there. Yeah.
Here's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. Pretty nice gain on the scramble. Gets him 12 yards. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on third down.
Check, check. Lucky, lucky, lucky. You can't block me. You can't block me.
To throw is Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 13-yard line. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Wilson now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Let's go double count right here, double count. Neutral, focus. 57's right.
Wilson to throw again. Completes it to Dixon. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. The extra point now coming from Myers. And it is now 21-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. This is taken at his 4. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. This one into the hands of Metcalf. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
He lets it fly for Lockett, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down.
Check three, check three, check three. 50 seconds to Mike.
They'll indeed go for it with Wilson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Jannard Avery. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. Here's Nick Chubb as they try to fire up this run game. Heck of a broken tackle and able to work this down near the 23. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now Mayfield. Pressure comes, and down goes Baker Mayfield. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get, because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double teamed and sometimes triple teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
Mayfield and this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack. On 3rd down, Mayfield. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down.
Come on, let's go. Regular. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Hey, foxtrot. Kill.
3rd and long for Mayfield. And that will be incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Results in a 4th down.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash, and call it an even 50 yards. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to give a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
On 2nd down, it's Carson, and he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down, keep the sticks moving.
Mike, and we got Mike, number 53. Mike, go. Here we go. Get it on. Check the backer. Check Mike.
Right back to him on first down. They'll get only a couple down to the 44. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Wilson after the play fake to Carson. Rolling to his left. He'll try and run it. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
On 3rd down, Wilson. He's got Lockett. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. 10 yards and a Seattle first down.
First down, Seattle.
Cool is not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Let's go.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. And it's hauled in by Nick Vanette. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. 23 yards on the play.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Alert. Watch the screen. Under 10. 10. Big ass. 66. Pull it. Half. Last 57's right. Let's go. 14.
On 2nd down now, it's Carson. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4.
Let's go.
Just a gain of a yard, but it's going to set them up with a 1st and goal. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Now Wilson toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal.
14.
Wilson, and he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Russell Wilson now with 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes the score 28-0.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And last time out, another missed field goal. Confidence wavering a little bit right now in the kicking game. First and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. With a sack, it's Ziggy Ansah. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Second and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Mayfield from the gun on third down. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he'll kick it away for the second time. This is taken at about the 14. A good return there, 17 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, first and 10.
At their own 32-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sheldon Richardson able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
So after the sack, here's second and 14.
Watch the run. Hang out. Fan. Check big screen.
They'll try the left side. Carson. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on third and long.
Let's go. Here we go.
Wilson. And he fends him off. Fights him off. Flushed out right. He's going to look deep for more. And that'll be incomplete. Now, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's 4th down. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you could put yourself in jeopardy.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Now Landry. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Landry, the intended target, and it's 2nd down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a 1st down. Mayfield now looking to throw on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the 4th quarter here. You've held a team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
Run. Come to my world. 54's Mike.
Throwing again, Mayfield on 2nd and 10. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Read it well, and it's picked. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside.
He's checking. Crash. Whip. Watch the whip.
After the interception, here's Wilson. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
53's the Mike. 53. Check 53. Record. Let's go.
Here's Wilson to throw. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Larry Ogunjobi in for the sack. 3rd and long, defense with no fear. They brought the pressure.
Zero fear at all. That means they feel really good about the guys who are going to cover. But the biggest one is they think their pressure will get there before he has a chance to find an open receiver.
And Myers able to knock it through. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it? This is taken at the 3.
He'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Mayfield. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
This will be fielded at the 6. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Bobby Wagner, the former second-rounder out of Utah State, with a sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. To throw, Mayfield. He'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. A short gain there of just 4, and that'll bring up a 4th down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
This is taken at the 15. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
At their own 28-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. They'll begin the drive with Carson. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. They find some open field here. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Hey, 0-0-0.
Wilson leaves this one with Penny, and he'll be brought down right on the 50, a gain of 3.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Again, it's Penny. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line.
With the give to Rashad Penny.
That's
The
what
tackle
well.
by Darius Randall.
Well.
A
Go down.
play brings up third down.
On third down, Penny. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game. So the victory here for Seattle. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Seahawks, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, the loss will drop them to 4-2 on the year. And now they'll head to the bye week as they'll be back in action in Week 8.